What's up, Kyle? It's been a minute. I tried to do a video earlier. I'm still getting used to the program I'm using to do all this. I ain't gonna hold you. But yeah, hopefully I can get it right this time. Cause last time I messed up. I full on messed up. Oh, I got caught off guard. But y'all already know who it is. It's your man Maki. I'm proud to do these reactions real quick for the one time. What you call it? If y'all want to catch my my clothing brand, it's right here. The link's also going to be in the description below. My Twitter is above me. I think. Let me see. Yeah, right here. Freaking. And yeah, no. And you can drop a comment below just to add some more videos so that my next video I have something that you kind of wanted me to check out. But without further ado, we're gonna get into this next one right here. Well, I say next one, the first one right here.
Hey, bro, you hungry?
Okay, we just jumping into it real quick. Hold on, I'm sorry. Give me a second.
Hey, bro, you hungry?
Hell yeah, I'm hungry than a motherfucker. What you got?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite Chinese dishes. It's called Wuzhou.
Okay.
What?
What's in it?
Broccoli, snow peas, rice, sesame oil,
Nigga, that look
and
like
braised pork.
Nah. You don't eat that pork shit.
Nigga, you ain't Muslim?
I ain't gotta be to know that pork is poison, my brother.
What?
Bro, trust me, that pork shit killed my granny.
Damn, well, I'm sorry to hear that.
I was too. She died right before her 98th birthday with some bacon on her plate and some neck bones burnt on the stove.
Bro,
This nigga.
98.
Yes, and my grandpa died at 72. He choked on some fucking Canadian bacon.
Are you being serious right now?
That's not even
Bro,
pork.
what's serious is the fucking heart attack that killed my aunt. Because of pork.
Okay. How old was she when she died?
Well, technically, she was my great aunt, so she was 101 when she passed.
Bro.
But she had ham hocks a month before she died.
This.
All right, well, while I appreciate your concern, my friend, I think I'm gonna take my chances with this food.
Wait a minute.
Well,
I
when
did
you
the
get
same
fucked
thing.
up, just know it's because you've been eating all that pork.
Exactly.
Hey, man, my stomach is killing me.
It's because you've been eating all that pork.
This nigga.
Man, I'm starting to feel nauseous as fuck.
It's because you've been eating all that pork.
This nigga.
What's up, boss?
Hey, I'm gonna need you to bring your ass into the office.
Huh?
If you can, you can hear. Come into work or you getting fired.
But, what, hold on, but...
There ain't no buts if it ain't your ass in this cubicle.
Why the fuck would he even call me? I called him sick already.
It's because you've been eating all that pork.
This nigga. Slap. Bro, I punched him at that point. Like, bro, no.
Damn! What the fuck happened to you?
Where to me?
Well, I went into work just for them to fire me. Got into a hit and run on the drive home. Got beat up and robbed on the side of the road before I could call anybody for help. Had to beg some niggas for some quarters to use the last payphone in existence. Oh, and who did I call on the payphone? My girlfriend. Who's she with now? Some nigga named Michael, so she dumped me. And
Hey,
I lost my keys on the
yo.
walk home. So, that's what happened, nigga.
That's fucked up.
This nigga
But
not about to say
to
it.
be honest,
This nigga about to
it's because you've been
say
eating all that pork.
Ah, slap. Yeah.
No, you fuck. It's not the pork. It's you, nigga. I've been eating ham, bacon, chitlins, tenderloins my whole fucking life, nigga. And it wasn't until you said something that this shit started happening. You cursed me. So no, it's not the swine, bitch. It's you.
Nigga, you eat chitlins?
Where to be? Hey, yo, where to be? That'd have been the first thing I would have said out my mouth. Hey, nigga, you eat chitlins, nigga? That's disgusting, nigga. Now that's poison. Fuck out of here. Nigga, that shit was funny. I'm sorry. I probably just like killed your headphones. Somebody headphones right now. I apologize for that. Let's get into another one real quick. I'm sorry, that was just funny. That was just dumb funny for no reason. Like, tip top. Nah, son, that shit was just way too fucking funny. That shit was just way too fucking funny. Okay. Let's see what it's hitting for. Let's see what some of these shits is hitting for. Wait. What?
These packages contain heroin, cocaine, and crystal meth that's being handed out on the streets of Vancouver for free.
I heard about this. I ain't gonna hold you. When I was in school, cuz, and I think this is around the time weed was about to be legal and shit. I heard about this. I heard that they do this. But when I was watching that documentary when I was in school, it was strictly meth though. They got like, not specifically Vancouver. I don't think Vancouver is the only spot in Canada that does this, but I know at the time, I think they was talking about a spot in Quebec. But they got little centers, right, where the fiends go and they shoot up and shit, nigga, and they give them like clean needles and stuff to try to circumvent diseases and stuff that go around through all the homeless and people who are addicts. That it made a lot of sense to me, and it still make a lot of sense to me now, but it just surprised me that they would just, like, the government would just be out here freely giving away drugs so that people have a safe place to do them, so that it doesn't end up creating a society like America, if you will.
In this tent over here, we are distributing a safe supply of drugs. The points of drugs you will get from the boxes being distributed from that tent have been tested. This means that you are at no risk of overdosing on fentanyl, and we want this model to be legislated so that it can happen all over the place, so our friends and family stop dying.
I ain't gonna hold you. That's a good message to convey right there. I like, and that's especially what you call it, a good thing, because recently, from what I've been hearing and what I've been seeing, that fentanyl laced shit, it don't even matter what drug it is, cocaine, meth, weed, PCP, all that fentanyl laced shit is becoming more of a thing and popular now. Like, but in my opinion, fentanyl the new PCP out in this motherfucker. And if that's the case, then shit. Why does my generation gotta go through the 70s and shit? That's fucked up. That's also fucked up. Hey yo, wow. My generation is going through the druggy generation. That's crazy. We're rehashing history. Niggas is not hippies no more. They're just straight up drug addicts now. Like, what? This is what the world's coming to? Free drugs.
I'm in Vancouver, Canada, which is home to some of the most progressive drug policies in the world. And it's also in the midst of a deadly opioid overdose crisis.
Respect it.
In 2016, the British Columbia government declared the overdose crisis here a public health emergency. Since then, more than 7,000 people have died of drug overdoses.
That's a lot. Over 7,000. That's a lot of people, okay? If you think about it, that's like maybe 2-3 high schools right there. Not even 2-3. Because the high school I went to when I was living in a different state had close to like almost 1,000 kids. So I'd say like maybe 4 or 5, 6, up to 6 high schools right there. Let me check on something real quick. You know what I'm saying? Boom. That's checked upon. But let's get back into it.
With the majority of deaths involving fentanyl, a synthetic opioid that's up to 100 times more potent than morphine. Many of the deaths are concentrated in this neighborhood, the downtown east side, which is one of the poorest areas in Canada. I'm going to meet up with the founder of the Drug User Liberation Front, a local activist group that keeps breaking the law to hand out free tested drugs because they believe it will save lives. I'm Manisha Krishnan.
Okay. That's actually different. See, this is different than the documentary that I watched back in the day. The documentary I watched back in the day, they actually had like a center opened up for people to use these drugs. I guess specifically in Vancouver, this is a group of people buying and not even just not selling, but giving away drugs that are not necessarily saying clean, but non-fucked with drugs, so that people can use in safe environments or in safe ways, I guess.
And this is free drugs.
Take a seat. Get into the mindset that there is no one mindset. Come as you are.
I gotta
more.
sit here through the whole
More
ad.
is made by the man.
Oh, that's crazy.
SOP.
Oh,
Never
this is my
stop,
Hennessy.
never
Never
stop.
mind. That was cool.
3.6 grams of ketamine, 3.5 grams of cocaine from the brick, 3.5 grams of cocaine washed with acetone. This is 3.1 grams of crystal meth, 3.7 grams of actual heroin, and then Xanax bars.
Eris Nix is a co-founder.
Hey, yo, this man out here is selling AFEs. He's not even selling AFEs. He's giving away AFEs of all drugs. That's different. That's different. But I respect the cause. I respect the ends, even though I'm kind of iffy on the means. Like I'm okay with the end goal, because the end goal makes it safer for everyone in a sense. But doing all this to continue somebody's habit, I'm kind of iffy on. Know what I'm saying? Like, let's listen to some more.
Founder of DULF, the Drug User Liberation Front, a coalition of activists that has been giving out free tested drugs in the downtown east side to demonstrate the concept of safe supply. She's ordered about $2,000 worth of drugs from the dark web that she's planning to give away after it's been tested for purity.
Wow.
These drugs will be broken up into like quarter grams and then given away for free to people. And I'm like, a quarter of a gram of drugs is zilch. It's like one hit for some people, you know. But at least I know with that one hit, they're not gonna die of a fentanyl overdose. And they're gonna know what they're getting, and they're gonna know how they're dosing themselves with the drugs, which is totally different than street drugs.
Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid that's up to 100 times more powerful than morphine. Used medically as a painkiller, counterfeit versions of fentanyl began causing dramatic spikes in overdose deaths in the US and Canada around 2015, and it's gotten increasingly worse since then. In British Columbia, overdose deaths jumped by 74% in 2020, the worst year ever. The US had a record 93,000 fatal overdoses in 2020, more than 2/3 of which involved opioids.
See, like I said, that shit, though, I think the first one, okay, no, that's from 2021, that's from 2021, this from 2019, I'm pretty sure she about to sell some more, that's from a few years back, like, a few more years back, like, this shit been blowing the fuck up, like, PCP, nigga, like, for real, like, if y'all seen the movie Friday, niggas is really about to be out here on some motherfucking, what's his name, Smokey in the chicken coop, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying?
In some jurisdictions, fentanyl has completely replaced heroin and has reduced life expectancies.
Look at that. I didn't even read the card in front of me, but now that I'm actually reading it, and she just said that, like, damn.
Since last year, DULF has hosted numerous drug giveaways, handing out crystal meth, cocaine, heroin, and opium in the downtown East Side. Technically, it's considered drug trafficking and is punishable by jail time. Dolph wants the government to allow compassion clubs, a model that would allow community members to supply each other with clean drugs without worrying about being arrested. So tell me the origin story behind the Drug User Liberation Front. What is it and what is its purpose?
So I was working in the shelter system in Vancouver, and in 2016, fentanyl hits the streets, and we see this escalating number of deaths. And it was so bad that at the time, 2016 through 2018, we were responding to, 5 to 10 people dropping dead, and you're having to breathe oxygen into these people's lungs and, keep them alive, sometimes for like 20 minutes while you're waiting for paramedics administering naloxone, whatever. And the amount of death I was getting exposed to made me be like, well, we need to fix this. It's an issue. I'm gonna go work, on this from a public policy perspective, go work for the government. And all I was met with was, we can't do that. What you're advocating, getting people a clean and safe supply of drugs, is something that's outside of our purview, or it's violating this, memorandum of understanding, nah. And I was like, fuck you, until eventually I had my position terminated. So Dolph kind of grows as the natural extension of that, of me being like, here's what we need to do. We're gonna do it with or without your help. We're going to get clean drugs into people's hands so that they stop dying.
What do you want the government to do, like in an ideal world?
In an ideal world, the government...
I ain't gonna hold you. This is a pretty interesting documentary, dog. Like, the story behind this is an interesting concept. This was recorded in September 25 of 2021, this year. I want to see how this transpires within the next 5 years. If they go back and do an interview with these people, I would love to see like what would be different, or how many people they have helped, either to pretty much go clean for real, or just, I'm saying, like, I want to see how that transpires. It is a good concept. Again, the ways we get in there is kind of iffy, but hey, if the ends is people are using safer drugs, I guess.
Just gets out of our way and lets us open a store that is like a liquor store. And I'm like, if you guys want to tax us so you can provide healthcare and addiction services and recovery beds and all this shit, for sure. Just get out of our way. Let us get clean drugs into people's hands. Let us distribute them in a way where there's not going to be cross-contamination. Let us educate the public about how to use drugs, keep each other safe, how to use naloxone, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, just get out of our goddamn way and don't arrest us.
The Vancouver Police Department told me that while Dolph's giveaways are technically drug trafficking, it sometimes overlooks illegal actions tied to protests. Can you talk a little bit about the mental toll that doing this type of work takes on you?
I'm scared. I'm constantly scared, and I can't say that enough. Like, I live in constant fear. So I'm like, take the fear of arrest, take the fear of violence out of the equation.
Eris believes everyone should have access to safe drugs.
I ain't gonna hold you. I was kind of waiting for that question, because it's like, bro, you're dealing. You're openly saying what illegal shit that you're doing, but two, it's like, you used to work for the law, and now, like, you're pretty much going against the law. Like, how does that affect you in a way that either hinders you or helps you? And that person just explained it very pretty well, and I actually respect them a little bit more than what I initially had. Like, I automatically respected them for the idea that they have and how they were going about and how they're just sticking to that main goal. But it just makes me respect them a little bit more, that despite the fears that they have, they're still going to keep going to try to make it safer for the people in their community. I respect that.
Not just people who are addicted, because anyone who uses drugs is at risk of dying from an accidental overdose.
Not everyone that uses drugs has a medical disorder where they have chaotic substance use. they need to rectify. You know, maybe you're someone who uses heroin once in a while for fun. Maybe you're someone who uses coke on the weekend. Maybe you're someone who smokes crystal meth for whatever reason. But in every case, if you go to the street supply of drugs, you run the risk that your drugs will either have fentanyl in them when they're not supposed to, or if you're trying to buy fentanyl, have an unpredictable quantity of the drug fentanyl in them. So really what we're trying to prevent is this death, this like pallid, horrible death we're seeing all around us. And in the downtown east side, despite all its progressive policy, nothing they've done has slowed down the stem of death.
I think that at first glance, when you hear about a group of young people that's handing out drugs for free, it sounds kind of insane. It sounds...
Yes, it did. It sounded very insane to me. It sounded super insane to me. But as I listened a little bit more, I was actually pretty interested. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense there.
It's very sensational. I think after meeting with Eris and the Drug User Liberation Front, you see that there is a logic to what they're doing. You know, it's not like it's fun to be purchasing a bunch of drugs, testing them, labeling them, and then handing it out. It's a desperate attempt to just stop people from dying.
Yeah, that's what it really seems like. I'm not even gonna hold you. Get out of my face.
Vancouver's considering decriminalizing possession of all drugs, and there are already safe injection sites and prescription heroin programs here.
See, I just talked about that. I just talked about that earlier. Like I said, I was watching a documentary when I was in school about there are injection sites in Canada for addicts to go safely use said drugs, and this just seems like that idea, but on a more grander and a sporadic scale. Because if I'm not mistaken, she said that words. If I'm not mistaken, she said that they have heroin injection sites already. So it's just like there are injection sites or safe drug spaces for specifically heroin, but this is taking it not only just heroin, but to other hard and harsh drugs as well.
And there are already safe injection sites and prescription heroin programs here. But Elizabeth Holliday, who directs harm reduction for the Public Health Authority, says there are barriers to receiving pharmaceutical alternatives to street drugs.
It is a number of hoops that you have to jump through in order to get there. And then ultimately, it's the prescriber who's going to determine what medication is going to be the right one for you, what's available at the site. It's intensive. It's a time commitment. So for crosstown, you have to go 3 times a day, potentially, which could be your whole day. Like if you think about what we do in our days, and if we had to go 3 times to the same place to pick up a medication, that would be a barrier to sort of the activities of daily life.
Okay. So actually, this place right here, this was in the documentary that I watched when I was in high school. So this actually looks familiar to me. This actually makes more sense. So yeah, that lady. Okay. Matter of fact, I don't even need to do no talking. I'm gonna continue talking for the commentary part, for my little 2 cents. But nah, I'm saying, I knew what I was talking about. Y'all wasn't tapped in, but now y'all tapped in. You gotta be tapped in, dog. You gotta be tapped in. If you're not tapped in, where y'all tapped at?
To pick up a medication, that would be a barrier to sort of the activities of daily life.
Holliday says activist groups like DOLF have a history of pushing forward drug policy in the city.
I think in some cases, like as the health authority, we're not able to necessarily, like we certainly can't be handing out illegal drugs that have been purchased from wherever, even with spectrometry testing. But the activism is so important, and I think of the legacy here, places like VANDU, the Vancouver Area Network of Drug Users, the activism that led to the creation of Insight. Like there is a history of this community pushing government and health authorities and officials to do better, to make change.
DOLF is planning.
Like she just like, well, I'll put it to you like this. Instead of me looking at how Dolph will be later on in life, 5, maybe 10 years from now, technically I've already seen what can transpire from that type of idea. Because again, I'll say I was in the 11th grade when I saw that documentary. So from, let's say, 2016 to now, and then to have Dolph come into a fruition a little bit of time after, like, I can already see that this is going to actually be, I can say with a guarantee now instead of just with a question mark at the end, that eventually this is going to become a bigger, more widespread thing. And honestly, with the way this is going and the way drug use in the world, and not even just in certain countries, is going, this may be like a worldwide thing eventually in life.
More drug giveaways and protests, but Eris says it's hard to stay positive. Are you optimistic?
I'm not exactly sure we'll see things change very quickly, and I'm sure we'll see a lot more people die, you know? I can stay optimistic in the idea that I'm doing the right thing to try and help my community. I can have hope in the fact that we have allies in this community who are trying to help us and trying to change things. But in terms of being optimistic that things will change, like, absolutely not. In fact, I'm almost confident everyone I know will die.
Well, damn. Well, damn. That's deep. That's deep as shit. That's deep as the fuck. Somebody wrote, I would once again like to thank drugs for winning the war on drugs. Yeah. I ain't gonna hold you. Drugs were the war on drugs. Like, because the way people are looking at drugs now is different than the way they used to look at them back in the day. Like, you used to. I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't even really see being above the influence commercials anymore. Me, probably because I don't watch like actual TV. I be on Netflix and shit like that, but I have not seen any of them shits anymore. Them shits are non-existent. Like, wow, that's okay type shit. Like, all right, I guess this is how we're gonna start viewing drugs. I mean, there's still those certain drugs, like, again, like in the video, crack, heroin, and meth, that are just so bad, but for their situation they gotta do different things. But I feel like drugs is about to not necessarily be a mainstream thing, but it's about to be a normal thing. Like, certain drugs are probably going to take longer to become normalized, but others, just like how weed is, it's probably just going smooth. Well, technically, if you wanna get like real for real with it, I couldn't think of any better word, but psychedelics are also coming up off of that bad look. They're getting rid of their bad rep. People are doing a lot more research into psychedelics and how they affect the human body and how they affect the human mind, the perception and stuff and shit like that. But I'm gonna get up out of here because I realize I probably done been like, you know what I'm saying, doing too much. You know what I'm saying? So again, follow me right here. Drop a comment in the section below. Alright. Put a video that you want me to watch. Also give me some ideas of what I should call this little thing that I'm doing right now, this little reaction thing. Again, my brand is also going to be in the comment section below. Well, not in the comment section, in the description box below. My brand is going to be there. Well, my personal brand is going to be there. And outside of that, I'm going to just catch you guys on the next one. I hope y'all have a nice night, nice day, nice whatever for wherever y'all at right now. Peace.